Hello, I'm Rich and welcome back to the Passmaster channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the 4 main car parks which are used on some driving test routes in Salisbury. We'll look at the layout for each one from above. I'll show you what it's like driving into each car park and leaving too, along with how it looks on each exit. I'll also be explaining some common hazards that you can look out for at each car park. This video should be helpful if you're going out and practicing in the lead up for your test, or if you're not too familiar with Salisbury and you have a test coming up. I'll add the postcodes for each car park in the description and you can use these to help plan a route on Google Maps. Let's get straight into it. The first car park we're visiting is at the Rugby Club, which you'll find just off Castle Road. It's got a really cool replica of a Spitfire next to it, so you can't miss it. Because it's possible to enter this car park from either direction on your test, I will show you both ways of entering. For this one, we're on Castle Road, heading north towards Old Sarum Castle. We can see the Spitfire and also the car park on the left hand side. I would recommend you slow your car down to around 10 miles per hour and select first gear for the entrance. You have a double turn left to navigate. It is possible to do this in second gear, but I found slowing down more just helps reduce errors. Let's now show you entering the car park from the other direction. This time we are heading down the hill from Old Sarum Castle. The car park is down there on the right where the white signs are positioned. I recommend you slow down to a walking pace and select first gear for this turning right, even if the road ahead is clear and you can turn right safely. Like before, slowing down will help you navigate the entrance to the car park itself. As we enter the car park, you can see spaces on either side. This is where you will be asked to do your parking manoeuvre. This video isn't about teaching you how to park, that's for another video in the future. But let's have a quick look from above. One thing to point out is that this car park is a one-way system, so try to remember that and leave in the right direction. You do often get people walking through this car park, so keep an eye out for them. I would say at certain times it can be a busy car park, so I would recommend you have practiced parking next to or around other parked cars, just so it doesn't throw you off if you come in here on test and it's busy. One thing to be careful of: if you've been asked to drive forward into a bay, you mustn't then continue forward into the second bay. The whole point of your manoeuvre is to assess your ability of reversing out of a parking bay. Once you've safely reversed out of your chosen parking space, it's time to leave. We must follow the direction arrows to exit. One thing that catches a lot of people out is their position at this junction. I'm not too sure why, but they often end up here. Because it's a two-way road, we must keep to the left and then safely turn right. At the end of the road, you'll be emerging onto Castle Road. This is the view to the left, looking up towards Old Sarum Castle. Watch out for the speed of the cars approaching you coming down the hill. Most are at 30, some quicker unfortunately. This is the view to the right, slightly closed unless you edge forward to try and get a better view along the pavement. Again, the cars approaching from the right could be at 30. We are going to emerge right, and as we do, you can see that there is a bus lane on the left hand side. The sign for the bus lane states that it's only operational during these times. We don't tend to teach people to drive in this, instead focus on getting your speed up and making progress towards the double mini roundabouts. The next car park we're visiting is on Brown Street in the city centre. They only use the smaller one on the left hand side of the road on the test, and it's just after the Baptist church. There is a pedestrian crossing just before the entrance to watch out for. The car park itself only has one entrance, a bit different to the Rugby Club car park. This car park can be pedestrian heavy, so be aware as you enter it. We are on Brown Street. You can see the pedestrian crossing traffic lights. I would recommend you slow down to a walking pace and select first gear for your entry because of the risk of pedestrians. You'll then be asked to park in a bay. In this example, I'm going to drive forward into an empty space, using as much room on my left before turning right into a bay. At the time of recording, the bay markings are a little faded. Hopefully they've been repainted by the time you watch this. Watch out you don't overshoot the bay, there is a fence at the end. A quick look from above and you can see the bays aren't completely square or lined up, but there is a lot of space to help you with this manoeuvre. Pedestrians like to walk from here to here. The further into the car park you park, the higher the risk you have of them walking directly behind your car. This is by far the biggest risk you face in Brown Street car park. After making sure it's safe, I'm going to reverse out of my space and leave the car park. As you approach the exit, note the one-way sign. Watch out for this little curb. Learners love driving over this curb because they don't see it. Try not to drive over the pavement. Pavements are for people. There is also a bus stop on the left, so you may have to navigate going around the bus on your test. This is the view to the right. It's a one-way street coming towards you and the road is a 20 mph speed limit. Like with every junction, take your time to assess the gap and speed of any vehicles before you make a decision to go. The only other thing to watch out for is once you've left the car park, there is another set of traffic lights in front of you which can only go ahead. Now let's head towards Southampton Road and look at the last two car parks down there. The third car park on our route is at the Range store on Southampton Road A36. Before we head to the Range, if you're finding this video helpful, if you can give the video a like, it will help the channel and make it easier for other learners to find it. Southampton Road has a speed limit of 30 mph. But to enter the business park on your left, I'd recommend reducing your speed and changing down to second gear. There is often pedestrians crossing this road, so be mindful of them as you approach this junction, making sure you're giving way to anyone looking like they're about to cross or already in the road. But the next junction should be slower. First gear is good. There is a massive curb on the left, which I'll show you better when we exit. It's a Sunday morning here, before the shops are open, so it looks quiet. But this car park can get busy during the day. We're going to find a parking space on the right and drive into it forward. Just like in the Rugby Club, if you're asked to do this manoeuvre on your test, just make sure you don't drive forward into the next bay, like the yellow van, unless you fancy doing another test. From above, you can see the double entrance to the car park, and also how there are more parked cars nearer the shop entrance. This is usually the case. I'd recommend trying to park somewhere in this area, so you have a bit more room and a better view when reversing. At the time of recording, the road markings are quite good. You can see that it's a one-way system around the car park with plenty of arrows to guide you. This green car is a learner driver, and if you take too long, there is a risk that someone might overtake you in this car park. Something to really watch out for if you like to take your time with your parking. Once you've finished your parking, you'll be asked to leave the car park. There is no need to rush out. Take your time, especially if it's busy during the day. Follow the arrows towards your exit. On the way out, there is a stop junction. This causes a bit of controversy on test and between local instructors. But to be safe, just stop and then go. It takes about 10 seconds to do that. Then there's no question for you to answer at the end. I appreciate it's a bit of an unusual junction, but let's just follow what it says and stop. There's that brutal curb I talked to you about on the way in. Horrible thing. Then approach our end of road give way junction. Turn right towards the A36. This is the view to the left. The rest of the business park is down there and it can be busy. But the view to the right is the one to really watch out for. Vehicles often come flying into this road from Southampton Road, so emerge with caution. We can now only turn left onto the dual carriageway. And this is what you'll see. Approaching traffic can be travelling up to 30 mph, but you often get vehicles either entering the road you're in or slowing down to let you out. Both of these create some space for you to emerge onto Southampton Road. If you've used the Range car park, you're very likely going to be going ahead at the Bourne Way roundabout. A heads up for this roundabout, look at the signs. You have to use the right hand lane for going ahead second exit. I've had a student fail here for not seeing these signs and they went ahead in the left hand lane. But today we're turning around, third exit, because I want to show you the final car park of the route, which is at B&Q. It's a very similar entrance to the Range in many ways. It's a double left turn. I think this one's a little bit easier to navigate because it's not as sharp and there isn't a savage curb on the left. But we'll approach the entrance by slowing down to a suitable speed and taking it steady as we enter. You'll usually find the quietest area of the car park just as you enter it. We're going to choose a parking space on the right hand side and drive into it forward. There's very little chance of you being able to drive forward into the other bay because all the bushes are in the way. From above you can see how this car park is laid out, with plenty of arrows to guide you. It doesn't really matter which road you take to leave, just keep it slow and be mindful you're in a shop car park with the risk of pedestrians. If you park where I've parked, be careful when reversing, because it's quite near the entrance and vehicles could be entering. We'll take the second road on the right to leave, and then turn right again. This junction has caused some confusion in the past. It's a case of turning right at the giveaway line to drive up towards the dual carriageway. This is the view to the right leaving the car park. The traffic approaching this car park is often slow, so there is a real chance of being let out, so keep your eyes peeled and be prepared to go. Now we've left the car park, we're on the A36 again, heading back towards the city. If you don't want to miss out on any future videos, consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again for the next one.